Welcome to HotChips 2025. Opening remarks.
Welcome to HotChips 2025, or HotChips 37, some people like to call it. These are the opening remarks. My name is Jan-Willem van der Waerdt. I'm the General Chair this year, and Larry Yang is the Vice Chair. We are both part of the organizing committee. That's the group of people who put the conference together. So they're behind the screen, they're in the lobby, they're outside in the break area. So if you run into them, thank them maybe. This year it's easy to recognize them because one of them had the great idea to pick a t-shirt that stands out a little bit. Right, so if you wonder where this comes from, that's Ellen Baum is responsible for that. This is a picture of some of the committee members during the last meeting preparing for this conference. I thought it would be nice to put a face to the people, to the names. Yeah. So I do realize that you're not here to listen to me, but I do have a couple of slides, housekeeping slides that I need to get through. Stay to the point, keep it short. So let's get started with some recognition or appreciation here. As you know, every year we have sponsors. This year we have a lot. I had to make the logos really small, so that they fit on this page. Together, these sponsors donated roughly 25% of the budget of this conference. That's the reason why the attendance fees are relatively low, and all the money that is left over at the end goes to the IEEE, so it serves the engineering community as well. The next, Stanford University. For a lot of us, we associate this conference, at least I do, with this location. Right, and lunch outside in the Grove. And we kind of take it for granted that we can be here year after year after year, but I guess we should not. So thank you, Stanford, and I hope that if we behave this year, they will be willing to host us next year as well. So thanks to the sponsors, thanks to Stanford. So now let's go to the conference itself. So the sessions, there's 3 ways to watch them. 2 are real-time or almost real-time, and 1 is, let's say, after the conference, after the fact. So if you're here in the auditorium or in the lobby or outside in the break area, obviously you're watching in person. If you're in this room, no food, no drinks, please. Again, we want to come back next year to Stanford, so let's all follow the rules, only bottled water. Put your cell phones on mute and keep in mind that at the end of the day we will lock these doors. So take your personal belongings with you. Let's say 7, 6:30, 7, I'm looking at Elisa, she's nodding, yeah. So at 7, make sure you got all your stuff here out of this room. If you registered online, you're probably watching the video stream at the moment. That may have a lag of up to 30 seconds, a minute. So it's still doable to get your question in. I'll talk about that later and still have them answered after the talk. But there is a little bit of a delay. Then after the conference, all the material will be made available. I'm talking about the video streams. The presentation should already be online on the day of the presentation. The video streams should be available at the end of the day. You should have a personalized code in your registration email to get access to that. If you did not register, you can binge watch all the episodes in your Christmas vacation, right? Because then we remove the password protection for the video streams. So Q&A, every talk we have a time slot of roughly 30 minutes. If everything goes well, that leaves us 5 minutes for Q&A. If you have a question, state your name and affiliation. If you're physically present here, there's 2 microphones in the aisles. If you're dialing in or you're watching online, you can use Slack Workspace. I'll go back to that later. And I guess if you're really shy, even if you're present here, you can still use Slack to post your question. So Slack Workspace, this is the address. We have one channel per presentation, so you can put your question there. If you want to, you can upvote others. If you post a question there, we don't get to the question in those 5 minutes of Q&A. I will ask the presenters to get back to those questions later during the day. So even though there's a lot of questions already, if you think your question is not addressed, just add it to the list. We'll address it later. If you registered, let's see, more than a week ago, you should have gotten a registration email last week, Monday, exactly a week ago. That should have come from registration@hotchips.org. You probably noticed it. If not, please take a look at it, because all the access information for the streaming, the Slack channel, and even some Wi-Fi information is in there. So take a look at that. Talking about Wi-Fi, we have Wi-Fi. So HCH2025 is the name of the network. Got the password here. That should work within range of this room. And we'd like to ask you to not all start video streaming, because obviously we will run out of bandwidth if we all start to do that. So keep that in mind. Using the Slack channel is okay, but if you're in the room, there's no need to watch the video stream of this presentation or others live, right? Okay. Breakfast, breaks, lunch, receptions, where to go. So it's almost the same as last year, but not exactly the same, so pay attention. The breakfast and the breaks are still in the same location, so over there in the break area. That's where we have the posters and the demos. Lunch, we actually changed that a bit because we have more attendees than last year, and the growth across the street does not work. Instead, we have a growth on this side of the street. So it's in that direction. No need to cross the street. When in doubt, follow the rest of the people who know where it is, or I guess there will be volunteers directing you in the right direction as well. Reception will still be across the street, so that's tonight after the presentation. So again, lunch over there, no need to cross the street. Reception across the street tonight. Bathrooms are in the lobby, so there are some on the left and the right, but there's also bathrooms behind the registration desk. Typically they're not used, so if there's a long line on the left, try those. Registration numbers, I don't have a breakup, but in total we have roughly 1,800 people. That was last Saturday. I expected to have hit 2,000 by now. And that's a lot more than last year. And maybe I should mention that organizing a conference, one of the most tricky things is to make sure that we have enough food for everyone. So next year, please register early. You save money and you make our lives a whole lot easier, because we don't have to order 300 more lunches 2 days before the conference actually starts. So keep that in mind. It really makes a huge difference. Some people had a hard, well, now let's be honest. I had a hard time charging my phone with the wireless power bank. So this is how you do it. You kind of need to align the two, and then everything should work and not rotate them or. So keep that in mind. So that means that the conference officially started, and I already got my first lost and found item. I'm going to put it at the registration desk, but we got a pair of glasses. So anyone lost a pair of glasses, you can find it at the registration desk. So that's it for me. Next up is the program committee. They're going to talk about the program. And again, welcome to Hot Chips. I hope you enjoy the presentations. Thank you.
All right, hi everyone. So here to talk a little bit about the program. So the program committee is responsible for reviewing all of the submissions and selecting the program. Here are the members of the committee up here. As you can see, it's a lot of very well-known folks across the industry and academia. And it's been a real pleasure working with this team to pull together the program this year. Lots of late nights and weekends. So it was just a real honor to do that, and I hope you all enjoy the program as much as we enjoyed pulling it together. So really excited for this year. So we have two great keynotes. We have a keynote from Nhon from Google about the future of AI. And we have a keynote from Dr. Quach from Rapidus. So very excited about those. So onto the program. You might be surprised we actually managed to find some talks that are not about AI. Today we have sessions on CPU, security, graphics, and networking. And tomorrow we've got sessions on optical, power and methodology, and then we have the machine learning sessions at the end of the day. So for posters, there are posters. They're out on this side of the building next to the sponsors. Please go check out the posters. They're really good this year. We had a really strong set of submissions on posters. And Tuesday we will give out a TCMM Best Poster Award. All right, and let's get started. Thank you.